A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media bringing you another Fighting Fantasy playthrough, this time Trial of Champions. The reason I'm doing this is because if you watch my last video, Phantoms of Fear, my character had a dream of an arena, and that is a direct reference to this book by Ian Livingstone, number 21 in the Fighting Fantasy series. And personally, my all-time favorite Fighting Fantasy game book. I absolutely love this one. I've played it so many times, never beaten it, and there's a reason for that. So let's start by rolling up our stats. Skill, D6 plus 6. 7, okay. Stamina, 16. 2d6. Luck, 11. Wow. The opposite of our last game. I don't think I'm going to last very long with a skill of 7, but we shall see. Okay. It's another fiercely hot day, and the temperature in the sticky gloom below decks is unbearable. The air is thick with the acrid smell of sweating bodies. Nobody is allowed to speak, and the only noise to be heard above the monotonous creaking of the ship is the regular sharp crack of the whip and the agonized cry which follows it. "Row harder, you dogs!" shouts the one-eyed overseer as he cracks his whip once again. "Enjoy this pleasant voyage while you can, because you'll wish you were back on board after a day or two where you're going." Chained to a bench and straining hard at the long oar which you pull with 2 other galley slaves, your mind drifts back to that unfortunate day 1 week ago when you were captured. What a way to start, man. So cool. You left Port Blacksand in a small boat to sail south down the coast to Oyster Bay. As ill luck would have it, a galley appeared on the horizon, heading in your direction. It drew steadily closer, and it was not long before your boat was crushed beneath its bows and you were forced to dive into the sea. There was nothing you could do except climb up a rope that was thrown down to you, as your boat had become no more than a few pieces of broken wood floating aimlessly on the sea. It was useless to struggle, as a crew of 20 hardened cutthroats surrounded you. A gruff voice from behind them ordered them to part, and an ugly, scarred man appeared, grinning and spitting juice from chewing tobacco on the deck. His teeth were chipped and blackened, and a foul stench wafted in the breeze from his unwashed clothes. "Captain Bartella always delivers the goods. You'll make up for the one who died from the flogging yesterday. Saves me having to kidnap a landlubber." Whew. "Must be my lucky day, and I wouldn't say it was yours." The captain let out a laugh, which was like a long, wheezing exhalation, and then barked out an order to his mate. "Take this rat below to meet the rest of the vermin." Fuck you, dude. "Since that cursed day, you've been chained to your oar, rowing to the point of collapse towards an unknown destination. Suddenly you hear a shout of "Land ahoy!" and you begin to wonder what evil awaits you. An hour later, you feel the ship bump against a jetty, and there is much shouting until the ship is finally moored. You are dragged from the ship and with the other slaves, and see in the glaring sunlight that you're on a small island. A somber-looking castle sits on top of the island, and next to it there is a semi-ruined amphitheatre. A man wearing black chainmail armour hands Captain Bartella a bag of coins. Satisfied with his payment, the wheezing captain orders his men back to the ship, and you watch them set sail. The man in black armour steps forward, saying, "You are now the property of Lord Carnus. It is your honour to die for his pleasure in the arena of death here on Blood Island. Only one of you will survive, and he or she will represent Lord Carnus in Fang for the next Trial of Champions. Baron Succumvit has modified his deadly labyrinth and is now offering 20,000 gold pieces to anybody who gets through it. Of course, Lord Carnus will keep the prize if you get through, but you'll be spared your life. Baron Succumvit's reputation suffered greatly last year when someone succeeded in getting through the labyrinth, Death Trap Dungeon. But he now boasts that nobody can survive his new dungeon. Lord Carnus would like one of you to make Succumvit eat his words. You must understand that he hates his brother's fame. Now follow me." You are led up the hill to the castle, where you are locked in a cell in the depths of the lower chambers. Sharing the dark cell with you are 4 others: a stout dwarf, a man-orc, a sinewy Easterner, and a bald, muscle-bound man. The mood is grim, and few words are spoken as each of you ponders the impending combat. 42 slaves arrived by ship, and only one will survive. The dubious reward is entry to a deadly dungeon. At dawn of the following day, you are woken by the sound of heavy footsteps approaching down the corridor. A key turns in the lock of the cell door, and 2 guards wearing black chainmail enter carrying trays of food. Eat well, says one of them, as you will need all of your strength to survive the day. By the end of it, you may all be dead. The guard turns to you and offers you some bread and a bowl of soup. Could be poisoned. Might not be. I don't remember. I'll take it. 49. The soup is thick with chicken and vegetables and tastes delicious. You devour it greedily and mop up the last drops with the bread. You have not eaten well for a fortnight and now feel fit and ready for your ordeal. When you have all finished eating, you are led away to begin your first day in the arena of death. Oh, that sounds delightful. Okay, 22. You're in the middle of a procession of 42 slaves, which wends its way along various corridors until you reach the amphitheatre. The sun is already beating down, making the sand in the arena uncomfortably hot to your bare feet. Seated high in the stands is a dark hooded figure surrounded by guards. You watch him rise to his feet and lift his arms in the air, commanding silence. You know why you are here, Lord Carnus begins. It is my wish to be represented in the trial of champions. Some of you will die today, some tomorrow, and more the following day until only one of you is left. Those about to die, I salute you. Well, fuck you, dude. Lord Carnus sits down again and nods his head to signal the start of the proceedings. The slaves are split into 7 groups of 6, and you find yourself in a group accompanied by an elf, 2 Northmen, a dwarf, and an ogre. Your group is chosen first, and you are told that the first event is a race to test strength and stamina. A crude sack containing several heavy rocks is strapped to your backs. You watch as the burning coals are brought into the arena and poured over a section of the makeshift racetrack. The 6 of you are then lined up at the start, each carrying your burden, and are told to race around the track until one of you is lapped or collapses. Then you're off, and you all jostle for position on the way to jumping the first pile of burning coals. If you wish to set the pace, if you would rather stay back. I'm going to set the pace, 310. As you accelerate, the ogre sticks his leg out and tries to trip you. Test your luck. I am lucky, but my luck goes down to 10. 78. You see the ogre's leg just in time and manage to jump over it and race to the front. You slow down again and dictate the pace of the race to suit yourself. Round and round the arena you run, gritting your teeth harder each time you jump over the burning coals. After 20 minutes, nobody has been left behind, so one of the Northmen decides to spring away. He runs past you and everybody accelerates to keep up. Throw 2 dice, adding 3 to the total if you were flogged by the guards. I wasn't. Okay. If the total is higher than your skill, turn to 250. The weight of the rocks is steadily weakening you, and when you next jump the burning coals, you twist your ankle landing and fall over into the sand. You watch the others race ahead as you pick yourself up. They are more than half a circuit ahead by the time you limp after them trying to catch up. Roll 1 die. Uh, 1 to 5, turn to 86. Your ankle is sprained, making it impossible to run. The Northman soon runs around the arena and passes you, so ending the race, while the other 5 runners are led back to their cells. You are quickly put to death before the next race starts. And that was Trial of Champions. Freaking hilarious. There are other tests you do in the arena if you survive the race. If you make it through, you eventually go to the Trial of Champions, which is a giant sprawling dungeon where you have to face other competitors, traps, tricks, things like that. But, you know what, with a skill of 7, I pretty much had no hope there. That is fine. That is the nature of the beast. Absolutely love this one. So there you have it. Trail of Champions. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Facebook, Plaguelands Media. Follow Ian Van Gammett on Instagram. Fantastic artist. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. But most importantly, stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.